Hi, I'm Autumn Barfield, and this is my unrehearsed interpretation of New Year's trip to Key West. So, back in 1977, at the time I was 17, and I was very excited because my family and me, more importantly, was about to go on my very first trip. We were going in the month of December, and we stayed there for 2 weeks, and we decided to take a trip to Florida. My brother was obsessed with an island over there called Key West. See, there's the state of Florida, which is like this, and then Key West is just an island off toward the distance of it. And my brother just loved it over there. It was beautiful. And it's not a very populated area, and so we decided to go over there for December 30th and December 31st. So we were over in Key West, and one man came over to me and told me he was an interpreter from New York, and we just started chatting, having a little talk. So it was about to be midnight, and people started celebrating. The new year was here, everyone was happy, having a good time. And I started thinking to myself, well, what will this new year have in store for me? How will I better my life coming this? So I looked over and I saw a yellow ball over there, and just saw a yellow and white little item over there. And then I looked to my other side and noticed that there was something wrong with the hearing interpreter that had recently spoke with me. So it turned out the hearing interpreter was having a panic attack, and I was just real worried. And there was someone over on the other side bulldozing in a bulldoze machine. So I became panicked seeing him, and I noticed he was having a real hard time breathing. I was just struggling to breathe, and I was worried he was going to die. And so I became panicked and worried. But then I started thinking, well, where is my brother? I didn't know where he was. So I was really worried about that and worried about him. And then I noticed all the other people that were there in the area were crying. And I was thinking, why is everyone crying? I mean, it's New Year. Everyone's supposed to be saying Happy New Year and joyful, but they were all crying. So I finally found my brother, and turns out he had vomited and passed out from the sight of the hearing interpreter. And one of the hearing interpreter's friend that was there told us that the interpreter had recently been in Vietnam and was exposed to tear gas. So when the interpreter got back to New York from Vietnam, they had smelled this weird, funky smell on his clothes, and so he decided to wash them and put them in the washer. And when he opened it, flames came shooting out of there toward him. So the flames that came shooting out of him caused him to have four major injuries. One was that his hand was pretty much cut off, and then the second was that um, he would have these panic attacks here and there. So the point is, I was just so impressed by how complete strangers who don't know one another are very sympathetic and very caring and nurturing in situations like these. I mean, it's just weird to think how complete strangers who don't know each other will care for one of another and start feeling sad and crying for them when serious situations like this occur.